What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday from chilly Austin, Texas. It is, I kid you not. Let me look at what it is right now. I must have left my phone downstairs, but I think it's like 38 degrees here. It's dropped like, I don't know what it was, like 40 something degrees in less than 24 hours. So I've got that. It's that Henley startup vest kind of weather, where you wear I haven't broke this out in a while, so it feels good. It feels warm. It feels like it's going to be warm, so I'm excited for that. So what's going on, everyone? Really excited for today's conversation, talking about everything that you need to know around simplifying a lot of the topics to where, hey, if I'm in enterprise sales, or it's not just for my enterprise sellers, even like a mid-market sale, what are the one or two things that I need to do with ChatGPT that are actually going to move the needle for me really quickly? And so I talk to, as you know, I talk to hundreds of sales leaders and CEOs on a regular basis. And the consistent feedback last week, I talked to one CRO, shout out to Patricia from Postal. And she's like, Jake, this is amazing. She's like, my head is spinning. She's like, there's just so much opportunity here. And I know we need to do something. And so from that conversation, from other conversations I had, I talked to our marketing team. I'm like, all right, next week, I'm just going to say, look, if you're like, Jake, where do I get started? So this is for anyone who's like, Jake, where do I get started? Let me pull up LinkedIn as well, too. Make sure if you are on the live feed, make sure to drop in where you're joining from. That's always one of my favorite parts, is let me know where you're joining from. Got the live fold up. We got 20 something folks in right now. The number will grow over time. Let's see. We've got we've got David. Really interesting. I'm excited to see, yes, ChatGPT 4. With a lot of what I'm going to talk about, ChatGPT 4 will be required. With that said, the alternative, well, one, go pay the $20. It's $20 a month. All right. What's up, Brian from Minnesota? Mauricio. I love that. God, I wish I had my name's Jake. I like my name, but Mauricio is just such a smoother name, from Italy. What's going on? Glad that you joined. And so what I was getting ready to say is that the examples that I'm going to give you today will require something that's web enabled. I like to use ChatGPT 4, and then I enable the plugin called Web Pilot. That's my go-to. If it's on my phone, it uses Bing, or you can just go, and a lot of people just don't realize this. When I say Bing, they're like Bing, but Bing Chat, just go to Google, which is ironic, and type in Bing Chat, and then it will take you to Bing Chat. And if you don't want to pay the $20 to, get your ChatGPT upgraded, then that's your alternative there. Got Atlanta in the house, New York, what's up? California, Indianapolis, Boston. There we go. All right, we got all over the world. So without further ado, let's jump into it. For some of you, this could be the last 2 days of your quarter. So good luck to you all trying to make it happen. And yeah, hopefully this will help you to get some deals over the finish line. Okay. All right. So let me dive in here. So step one is account specific. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, you know what? I'm thinking we're just going to screen share. I wasn't planning to do this, so this could really blow up in my face a little bit, but you know what? I think this would be the best for all parties. Let's share screen. Let's share ChatGPT. All right. So there you go. You're getting this. I haven't done the I've got my prompts pulled up over here. I know what I want to type in. But let's talk about advanced account research, step one, and let's talk about at the account level. Let's say a company you want to get a meeting with. I don't know. Let's say you want to get a meeting with Okta. Okay. So, and let's say I'm going to take one of our new clients, WNB, right, .com. So here's their website. Okay. So advanced account research. And let's say, again, they want to get a meeting with Okta. Okta is a password services provider. They'd probably kill me for describing it that way, but it is. Okay. I am trying to book a meeting with Okta.com. So you can see here, I've got Web Pilot enabled here. You can see here, if I click on up here, you could also browse with Bing. But again, you have to be using the paid version. Bing cites its sources, which a lot of people like. So, and I work in sales at this company. Okay. So this is all I'm telling it. I'm trying to book a meeting with Okta, and I'm going to say specifically okta.com, and your sentence structure doesn't need to be perfect. And there, how about there? Engineering group focused on machine learning. Machine learning. Okay. I work in sales at da da da. Based on priorities Okta is talking about, what are 2 to 3 value props where we might be able to help them? So if I was going to make this even better, I would go to Okta, and actually here, I might do that. I'm going to go to Okta. I'm going to type in Okta um, pieces. Okay, here you go. All right, so you guys can see the output. Okta emphasizes creating greater user experience through identity management. W&B, again, I didn't even tell them, can propose solutions that integrate seamlessly with their identity management. So again, like I want you guys to think about this, right? So, okay, so these are some really good examples. Again, if you're trying to do advanced account research. So what I told you I would do today is I'm going to simplify ChatGPT. I'm just going to give you 3 use cases. The first is advanced account research. Okay, let's take this one a step further. So these are already really good, right? Because it's going to summarize some of the different things that they're focused on. Now, using this link, I just went and got Okta's press release page link. Tell me, give me a few press releases they have put out recently that would apply to the above use cases that I can cite in my outreach. Stop it, Jake. It can't possibly do that, can it? Again, we've been doing this now for a whopping, I don't know, 3 minutes. And let's get into it. So again, it's thinking. Okay, here you go. Check this out. So this is from a press. It used to have to. So look, you used to have to be like in sales for like 10, 15, 20 years to know what to think of or what to look for or how to sound like an industry expert. Now I can get a 22-year-old with no industry experience. Now, granted, when they get on the phone, yes, Jake, maybe they're not going to sound like they know everything, but just imagine the quality of the conversation I can have with these tools. So again, here's some press releases that are applicable as a part of it. Okay, so I'll pull up LinkedIn too. This is if you guys have any comments or questions. Aaron from UK is in the house too. Drop your questions in the comments. I will kind of try to toggle over and see any that I see over there. Also, if this is your first time joining us, then, one, where have you been? 2, I'm going to drop some links in here for everybody on LinkedIn. If you haven't signed up, if you want these ideas for prompts and more, make sure to sign up for the prompt community. It's $50 for the year. You can also sign up and get access to the workshops that we're doing where we go more hands-on with some of this stuff as well. So the Sales AI Unleashed, that's the free webinar series myself and Kevin Dorsey do. So definitely join us on Thursdays. This one's going to be a good one. It's all about coaching this week. But make sure to sign up for the rest of this. It's like a few $100, but I'm telling you, like, hopefully, like, even just this one use case shows you, like, holy moly, like, just imagine how, like, this is going to help me to book a meeting with like a target account. So use case number 1 for simplifying, Jake, out of all the stuff with ChatGPT, account research. Okay. That is number 1. Number 2. Okay. And this is, again, I get a lot of questions about this, is individual people research. Okay. So we've got the person, we got the account. All right. So let's jump in and let's do some examples here. I'm going to start a clean thread. Actually, you know what? Maybe. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to start a clean thread. We'll keep going with this one. So let's go. I'm just going to type in VP. You can't see. I'm doing this on a different screen. VP of Engineering, Okta, and I'm going to type like LLM, like they'd have the word LLM in there. Here we go. All right. So I've got this guy, Andrew Yu. Andrew, I apologize in advance if people start hitting you up. But sorry, not sorry. Okay. So a couple different things. Actually, here, let me change my screen share. I get this question. Actually, I got a bunch of people that asked me this question. What you cannot copy and paste a LinkedIn link into ChatGPT and get an answer. For whatever reason, LinkedIn has chose to block ChatGPT from pulling in information. So call it what it is. Okay. So what's the workaround? Let me give you the workaround here. Let me go to share, save page as. Nope, don't want to save it that way. Oh, dang it. Let me see if this will work. Okay, so I basically just saved his LinkedIn profile as a download, as like a file. So let me see it. Let me see if this works real quick. I don't have, I should have enabled, if I knew I was going to do a live demo. There's also a plugin called, what do you call it? What is it called? It is, why am I blanking on the name? Oh, Auto PDF. And it would do this too. Okay. All right, here we go. So I'm just, just so you know, I'm just copying and pasting his LinkedIn profile in here. So I just converted this to like a HTML page. Okay, so now we're back. I'm trying to book a meeting. Again, sorry in advance here, Andrew, with Andrew. See his details below. What are 2 to 3 value props I might want to bring up knowing his background? I mean, and this is where it just gets filthy, right? It's like knowing his background and the company's focus. Okay, so I literally just copied and pasted his LinkedIn profile in there. And this, just look at how fast this is. Okay. This is so good. And again, guys, we've been live doing this for 5 minutes, like maybe a little bit more. This is pretty funny if you guys can see my screen. Preserving a carved pumpkin for Halloween. Like for all my parents out there, how many of you carve a pumpkin and in 24 hours it is overgrown with mold immediately? I got to tell you, I don't have a good answer for how to. If anyone has a cheat code for how to preserve a carved pumpkin, please let me know for next year. But both the kids' pumpkins within 48 hours, look like a horror story. So you spend all that time and then it sucks. So, all right. So again, we're prepping for Andrew Yu and getting a meeting with Andrew in his company, right? And again, what we're doing now is we're using ChatGPT to take company research and individual research to put together the perfect meeting prep. Okay. So, and trying to book a meeting prep. Maybe he's a new customer. This can help me to get to speed on new customers as well too. So given Andrew's role in evolving the Auth0 identity platform and extending Okta's cloud, a value prop on how you could contribute would be the cloud operations for machine learning workflows. Your platform could offer advanced analytics and monitoring tools. It pulls out this industry jargon. Okay, now watch this. Okay, so again, we're prepping for the individual. Watch this. Write me let's go with like a 7-sentence email to send to Andrew using say the first point in particular, and please make sure to add relevant industry jargon. This is like a cheat code that I found. This makes it like to where, again, it just uses a lot of like insider language that only people that are like in those job titles would know. So let's go see. So which bias, blah, blah, blah. Provide robust analytics. Our platform ensures granular performance tracking without blah, 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 leveraging our tools. How about this? Again, like I don't love ChatGPT is not good at writing emails. I'm tossing it out there right now. So please don't look at this and like say, well, Jake, this email sucks. The point is what it is really good at is pulling out this stuff. Again, it calls out without compromising the sophisticated security standards Okta is known for. This is the type of stuff that, again, you just have to think of. So I'm not a big fan of like, don't use ChatGPT to write an email 100%, but definitely like think about how you could use this to help you. Even if there's a couple a couple of key points that you want to put in there. I could say, be more direct, and use 2 bullets. So again, if like, let's say if you like bulleted emails or something like that. And again, like there's just a, there's a couple of these performance optimization. Again, it talks about ML models. Could we schedule a call next week? I'm not a big fan of that. So again, do not judge it's that, but again, elevate Okta's ML workflow efficiency with weights and biases. Like this is something that someone like Andrew, I guarantee gets 0.0 emails that have this level of specificity to them. Okay. All right. So let's take this. I'm going to do a new one. Okay. So now we've got the 2 primary use cases for any of you. They're like, Jake, where should I get started with ChatGPT? Use case number 1, company research. Use case number 2, individuals. I could also go and Google Andrew's name and I could say, hey, based on this, find me 2 or 3 other quotes that he had. And again, keep in mind, I'm going fast because I don't have a lot, we don't have a ton of time here. But I could also copy and paste in like talks he's given or other things. So there's a whole bunch of different things that I could do there as a part of it. So again, just some things for you guys to think about when it comes to that. The next is scenario planning. Okay. So I'm just going to copy and paste one in here. I love scenario planning and long-term strategy with ChatGPT. So I want you all to think about this. Okay. So the first 2 use cases, again, I'm just going to keep repeating them. Advanced account research, letting your team get up to speed faster on trends within their accounts. Advanced person research, helping to take, okay, who am I trying to meet with? What are some things from their LinkedIn profile or press releases or other things they've done that I could use that would be more relevant? So advanced account and advanced people research. The last one I'm going to talk about where every team can immediately start to use this is scenario planning. This one, let's get going here. Okay. So again, I'll keep using my friends over here at weights and biases. So what I'm going to do now is I'm pulling from their product page, just FYI, or their solutions page. Let's say I'll pick something. Let's see. We'll just say LLMs. Okay, so I got a thing here. Okay. All right. I have a relationship with. Okay. I'm just going to do some of this. All right. With the director of, I'm just going to say engineering at Okta. And we have sold them this solution. I just copied and pasted. We have other clients that are using our product. And again, why don't I just grab another product that they have? So again, imagine you want to upsell someone. You're like, here's classification and regression. This sounds lovely. So go back. In our other product. So I want to sell. My boss comes to me and says, Jake. Oh, crap. Stop generating. I'm too excited. Okay, let's try this again. All right. So I have, this is what I've sold them. I have other clients that are also using this other product. And we sell to the VP of, let's say this is like machine learning or something like that. You typically buy for, I don't know enough about this one, for cost, speed, and security reasons. Something like that. I'm just making things up. Okay. And let's just say this one was at a director. I'm going to say like manager of engineering. Say AI engineering. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point. Anyway, you can get the gist of this. But what ChatGPT is really good at, so check this out. Help me to build a 2-month plan to show value to my current contact and parlay that with an introduction to the VP of machine learning. And let's go. All right, here we go. So this is crazy. Okay, another scenario plan. So again, helping you to put together, think of this as like account strategy, account planning. How do I get more warm introductions? How do I get more, of the right people wanting to meet with me? How do I make it easier to get these introductions? Right now, granted, some of you might say, well, just ask. But you and I both know sometimes you got to slow play that introduction ask. You don't want to just ask up front. You got to slow play it a little bit. But check this out. Let's look at the result here. Current usage. How are they using the product? Identify metrics for success, blah, blah, blah. Set objectives. Okay, what do I want to do with this account? What is my goal for this account? Right? Develop a success plan. All right. Weeks 3 and 4, implementation. Offer dedicated support to ensure smooth operations. Conduct training session, right? To make sure users can do ABC, right? Okay, it goes into this, like document the process, midpoint review meeting, testimonial, gather testimonials from other people like on the frontline users. And then it gets into like ask for the warm introduction, right? And how it can do that. Here's what you need to do to get that introduction and follow up. Thank them, offer to provide demo or pilot. So again, think of scenario planning. I'm going to give you another one that I really like here. Okay, let's talk about like another scenario plan. So think of account planning, account strategy. I have a second meeting with the VP of marketing let's just keep going with Okta. And they have invited IT and sales to the call. I sell, let's just be scaled. I am the CEO of Skaled Consulting and am worried that IT and sales might derail conversation. Marketing is bought in, and I'll just say for what, is bought into us optimizing their outbound process. So need these other two groups on board. What can I do to ensure the meeting goes well? And even if you've been doing this, I mean, like, how many of you out there have been in sales for years and years and years? I used to have this conversation in my own head. Like the night before or a week before, I'm like, all right, what are they going to do? What are they going to say? This person's going to be a blocker. How do I do this, etc. Meeting goes well. And again, I could insert links here and do all that as well too. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, man, this is just popping. I just clicked back over to LinkedIn. Barbie had a question. No, there's only certain websites that block ChatGPT, FYI. So yeah, there's just certain websites it can't see into. All right. So, all right, it's really thinking about this one. Or maybe there's an issue with my internet or something. I was looking over on LinkedIn. I did not see any good recommendations for how to preserve a pumpkin. All right, I'm going to refresh here. There we go. Yeah, sometimes it's just overthinking. Okay, so check this out. Again, what I used to do is I'd sit there and I'd think and I'd be like, okay, should I do this? Should I do that? All right, this person's going to say this. What should I do? But instead, what I find with ChatGPT is it gives me one or two ideas where I'm like, ooh, that's good. That's good. And then I can borrow that one. You know, it's not always the best thing, right? So check out some of the answers here. Research the individuals, okay? Understand what their roles are. Ensure that you and the VP, this is great advice here. Ensure that you and the VP are aligned on the goals of the meeting. Right? How many of you know that one of the most important meetings you can have is the prep meeting, you know, where you meet with your champion or your people and say, hey, what's going to happen here, etc. Love this, right? Set an agenda. Yes, this is spot on, because the number one reason I see a lot of these meetings go sideways is the agenda is not clear. And so if you set the agenda and you say, okay, great. So goal for this, I've had a couple conversations with marketing. We think that there's an area where we're going to be able to help to optimize your outbound process. The goal for this meeting is to talk through current challenges, get your take on those challenges, other people, talk about how we usually solve those challenges, and then decide if there's a path forward. IT will set up a separate meeting with you to talk through kind of the technical integrations or access points we need. Sales will also set up a separate meeting to kind of gather additional insights prior to putting together a final proposal. Does that work for everybody? Right? So again, set a clear agenda. During the meeting, start with common ground. That's what I just said. Here's what we heard. What do you think? Right? Address the concerns. Again, anticipate. Spot on. right? Why I think I eventually I think why I got good at sales is I hated objections. And I figured out ways like to reverse engineer not getting objections by talking about them and disarming them, up front. And so these are just two examples of, again, scenario planning, right? So, okay, one is about how can I better grow my account or penetrate this account. The other is meeting prep, or like, oh man, I'm not sure what to do, or not sure who all should be involved. And, I'm worried that so-and-so might be a blocker, etc. So I didn't plan on doing a screen share today, but hey, if it calls for it, it calls for it. And so I think it definitely does. Again, everyone, make sure, and I'm going to go over on LinkedIn real quick, check out for some Q&A here. Let's see, I got to refresh. Again, if y'all have questions, please let me know. We've got a minute. I could probably take one question, maybe, if we've got some in here. Yeah, totally. Art called out. He said, hey, if you use the challenger sale method, beneficial to add that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So whatever, don't say medic, because then it'll probably try to put together some type of like really long, like qualification-y type, output. But go ahead. I dropped the links in here again too. If you haven't already, sign up for the free series on Thursdays. Me and Kevin Dorsey we nerd out on this stuff. I shouldn't even say talk. We nerd out on this stuff all the time. Sign up for the prompt community. So like the example prompts that I gave you, all of those and versions of that you can find in the community. Sign up for a workshop. The workshops are going to get you like a little more hands-on time. We keep the group small, 5 to 10 people max. And I think November is close to full. I think I think November is close to full. So sign up. If it gets close to full, we'll maybe start another session for you. And, if your company is trying to figure out how to integrate this, then book some time with me. Obviously, we're doing this for a lot of organizations now. The idea of, Jake, how do you make AI simple? I gave you, these are my 3 best ways to do it. Advanced account research, advanced person research, marrying those two together, and then long-term strategy and scenario planning. Those are 3 use cases I can train any team on. They get it immediately. They all know how to copy and paste in links. That makes life a lot easier as a part of that. So, if you're just doing links, like I can handle that. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps some of you out there who are trying to figure out, Jake, where the hell do I start with this thing? I know we need to do something. I can tell you that there is no tool that is more important for your sales team to integrate than ChatGPT. So sign up for the different stuff we're doing. Book some time with me. Thank you, everybody. I will see you Thursday. I'll see you Thursday with me and Kevin Dorsey talking about how to use ChatGPT for better coaching and rep development. Have a great next 2 days. If you're in the quarter, good luck, and we'll see you on Thursday.